do enough justice is the unfortunate part. What's going on, guys? Spartan D here. And I already made a video on the base, but it wasn't like in like the detail that it needed, simply because I had just unlocked it. I was like, well, this is important. But you know, I covered how important it was in the original video, but there's more to it than that. So here's where, if you're wondering where the bridge was, and that's also referred to as Felix, this is what it's referring to, is bridge slash Felix. That's where you go to, you know, upgrade this. Just go here, you upgrade it that way. I don't think I covered that in the original videos, but I'm going over it. But the reason it's important is because when you do your novice missions, it's going to ask you to upgrade these, you know, these facilities here. And if you've done like, you know, the bare minimum, some of these would just be upgraded as you know, need them to be in CFIT. But it's mainly like the power supply room, I believe the recycling room at one point, the intelligence room, I believe the research lab, and then the garage. But the reason it's important is because when you go to, you know, when you go to modify, when you go to upgrade, it's going to ask you to have these conditions be met. The bridge being one of them. Probably not something that people will easily find, but as you can see here, like when you get to the modifications in increasing the productivity of your base, you're going to need these upgraded first. But the garage likely is the, you know, the priority in doing so, simply because this is where you craft your life support systems, and that's how you're going to be upgrading the majority of stuff, like everything pretty much. Same thing with the, you know, the modification. This is where you end up crafting that as well. The recycling room, it's just simply, you know, where you take these, and any one of these, like whatever it is that is, you know, it'll tell you what it's dismantling to get so and so. I'm leaving it as is because this is what I need currently, and it's usually what you're going to need. People's bases may be different, but like as far as mine is considered, I'm always in need of food. Food is like the resource I typically have the least of. I have yet to need to recycle any of these, or, you know, power or water. It's mainly just been food. So there's that as well. And another important feature is like something I also didn't cover. With your units that you set here, you want to make sure those bonds are up as well, just because there will be a light bulb, I'm sure you've seen, where you can choose which one you want to, you know, when you talk to them, you'll have 4 options and where you can pick, and you'll get, you know, a certain reward. But you want your bond levels for the characters that you're putting in the base to be, you know, where they're at, and you should already have them at, you know, level 5 anyway, just for the crystals. But more importantly, just so you have those options unlocked, because they're giving wisdom, they're giving the physique, the dexterity, the, what is it called? Was it creativity? This one's physique, as you can see here. Let me just go to the members so I can show it off. Crafting. So crafting, dexterity, wisdom, physique, and emotion. Now the reason this is important is because, let's just go out the base for a bit, and let's go to pilots. Now let me show off a unit that I generally have in there more often than not. Where's Veronica? She's a great example of this. So you had here, where is it? Which one of these is it? It's not this. Not fondness attributes. This is hilarious. Oh wait. Yeah, here we go. I know it's I know it's somewhere. I'm like, my brain is just like, of course when I make the video I have no idea where it is. But here you see the stats, right? Now when you're doing expeditions, that also goes up. That's going to be like the main source in how you level up these stats. Now these stats are important, and you can level up any one of these that you want, but there's going to be units that specialize in certain fields that you pretty much want to prioritize that. And you can see the vigor, the vitality that they'll have as they're doing their actions. Now, as you can see here, when you first start this, you won't have all of these unlocked here. You have stats for the base, which helps your productivity in the base. As you can see here, you get different skills here, and you can change the skills. This is what these cores are for, is to change the skills in the base. So you can have a unit specifically specialized in the wisdom category only, and you can change the skills to reflect that. I'm just simply going to leave it the way it is, and I'll eventually have all of my units stats maxed out so I can just place them wherever I need to. But you mainly just want to have them specialized, because it's not like you're gonna be changing them that often in the beginning. Later on it'll matter a lot more to have them rounded out and not just specialize in one, because you might not have enough you might not have enough units to go in one particular space, simply because there'll be more. Once you modify one of the spaces, there'll be more room to accommodate them and increase the productivity, and you want to make sure that you have all the proper units. I don't know if there'll come a time when you might not have enough. I doubt that there will be, because there's just simply not that many spaces, and where that'll be the case. And you get a lot of pilots, so that shouldn't even be a factor. But as you can see here, it's pretty important as they increase in their their stats. They'll slowly but surely get new skills from base and from over here. Just go back to lobby, and over here, and click on this here. Let's not click on that there. Just a lot easier to do it this way, and whichever mission you have it set to. Here you'll see, with the expeditions, it will have wisdom, crafting, dexterity, physique, all the stats, basically, emotion. There you go, like all of them, right? So you want to make sure that you're sending the proper units to where they need to be, and they'll be the first ones when you go to do this. This is the easiest way to access it. When you go here to do so, it'll have the units that you should be putting here. Their specialties, they'll be highlighted first, so make sure you put those there to then increase that. And the reason for that, again, is to increase your overall productivity, but it's mainly just for this, because battle prep is the soonest you get to permanent stats for your pilots. This is why this is so important. As you can see here, it's the health of light frames, heavy frames, light frames. Don't worry about this if you're like, where's the medium? They're right there. And then this right here, the important one when you first start this. They're all important, but this is probably the one that people are most going to be, most likely going to be interested in, and where you just simply all of your mechs. This is just all of your mechs straight up get a 2% steroid, meaning like all those flat stats that you get from talents, the talent tree, end up mattering so long as you've been doing your base. it'll matter more because they now have a percentage and they scale harder. You also want to be doing the same for, you know, your commons, because this is where, you know, you increase the productivity of, you know, an expedition. This also, you know, go for clearing stage. Like, all of these are important. Reduces the cost for, you know, upgrading. Increases your chances of a great success, meaning you get more materials for bonds, meaning your, you know, characters are better in the base, and also increasing their stats, so they unlock more options and you'll get better materials there for upgrading fondness, your base, sometimes just stats overall for the base, and then gold as well, and other, you know, materials like parts. So it's very important. It's imperative that you know, take the time out. Just take the time out to look at these. I'm not gonna highlight every single one of them, but there's, you know, all of these are pretty much important. And depending on like where you decide to do your expeditions at, which you have upgrades for like all of them, but like, as you can see, it increases the gold obtained in the, you know, recycling room, stuff like that. Reduces the time required for, you know, producing precious metal cases in a garage, all that type of stuff. Like, you know, reduces the time required for recycling unrefined jars. Like, you get the, you know, specialized. And I imagine they had this one first simply because like you run out of food the quickest of like any resource, it seems like. Again, it's gonna say Felix level required. Now, I don't know why they decided to have it be named differently, but essentially Felix is just the bridge. That's what that is. That is what that means. I have no idea why they have it worded differently here, and this is like, again, like a minor gripe, but like the minor gripes turn into major gripes because, you know, people get confused, like, okay, where's Felix at? You know, it's just like, if you're not aware of it, because it's very easy, like, oh, I know that because you already knew it already, or you just so happen to find it. Not that many people are, you know, just immediately finding this stuff, which is why I'm making a video on it in the first place. But again, like, you level this up and you're able to, you know, eventually get to these, you know, these flat stats, which end up mattering because there are percentages as well. So they're like, you know, pretty important. Increases the pilot's damage dealt to boss. Like, this is going to help you in the long run in being able to clear the, you know, difficult content in a large instance, like the trial runs, right? That's pretty much like the end game. It also helps you in the conflict zone, combat trading, pretty much everywhere, like literally everywhere, in events and everything. Like, it's so important. It's so important that you do this. But more importantly than that, you don't need to, let's say you just want to get straight to the stats, right? As you can see here, I don't have these two leveled up. I leveled up these two, and do you notice that this is highlighted? This has a yellow hue. It's highlighted. It has a yellow highlight, meaning you can upgrade this. So you go here and then, you know, you can upgrade this. I'm not going to, because as you can see, the resources are pretty important, so that you don't use it. But let's say I did, I upgrade this, then I upgrade this, and then these two are yellow, right? I don't need to upgrade this in order to come here. And I'm sure, you know, it might be something that's, you know, pretty evident. Like, it's pretty clear to, you know, some of you that that is the case, but for some it might not be, which is why I'm being so thorough with this. So these two will be highlighted here, and then you can upgrade this. But as this one is highlighted, then these two, and then, you know, the ones that they're connected to, they'll end up being highlighted. So come to here, all of these will be highlighted, but the only one you need to worry about in leveling to get from here to here is these. These do not matter if you just want to get straight to the stats. That's simply it. That is it. That is all. But take the time to look through all of these and just see, you know, what it is that you need, because this one just mainly, importantly, you know, increases experience gain from pilots for clearing the stage. Now, the reason that this is important, and it'll likely be important as you know, progress further, and the level cap is increased from 60. If you're pre-60, you want to make sure that you have this upgraded for the Evelyn Infinite strat that you can do to, you know, boost up your experience. This will help in that and give you a bit more. And there's also one for gold as well when clearing the stage. I believe it's over here. It's a bit wonky to, yeah. Increase of gold obtained for, you know, clearing the stage. So these two here are like pretty important. Just, you know, overall performance. Once you hit 40, the sooner you can do so, the better. The sooner you get done with your, you know, setting up your base, the better. It might seem like it's like, oh, so boring, but again, like as I explained in multiple videos, the base video, the crystal video that I have, going through these, you get crystals and, you know, other materials and stuff. So it's, you might as well. And you know, as you can see here, the stuff that you get, you know, you have materials for the base, you have materials for bonds, more stuff for the base. Go down further, you know, that type of stuff. But here, as you can see, more stuff for bonds, and then you get parts and stuff, as I explained earlier. So it's pretty important. It's really important. Hopefully you all go through this and understand like how, you know, important it is for you to get your base situated as soon as possible and just get into the habit of doing so it doesn't, you know, feel as bad, like, oh boy, I have to do my base. Like, it should give you incentive to want to do the base. You should definitely want to do that. Puppy, I already explained the energy save mode in the initial one, but I'll explain it again, because like it's just going to be a continuation of this. But yeah, like basically you set this to the highest amount and then you just execute it, and it's not like it shuts down like what you're doing outside of the base. But when you're not doing that, if there's nothing that you need to touch in the base for, like, you know, whatever, however much time, just set this up so you have overloaded chips that you get, you know, for free, because this is basically your only way of getting them outside of, you know, a few events and through the novice missions and whatnot. And the reason that's important is, you know, once you come here, you see the overload here. I have 53 of them. I use them frequently. And I also use the power save mode frequently, but you can use these to accelerate the time. There's not that much time left. So if it's, you know, if it's set to like 37 minutes, like as it is here, I would say just, you know, set it to 30 and not waste one. If it's already, you know, just wait. If you don't want to wait, that's fine, but you know, you should wait so you're not wasting an overloaded chip, because it's pretty important. But yeah, I believe that's just about everything there is to cover for the base. I think I missed anything, did I? If I missed something, let me know, chat, before I end this video. But I'm pretty sure that was pretty much it. Like, this was probably like the most important thing to cover that I did not cover. I was clicking that like crazy. The bridge, again, it is Felix. The bridge is Felix Central Hub. When they say Felix in the in the tech development, that's what they're referring to, the bridge. I have no idea why it's worded differently. As you can tell here, like Felix level required, level 8. But let's go here. Felix level required 4. Right? Bridge level is 4. That's what they're referring to. So with that being said, thank you all for watching. I would have had this in just, you know, the video itself, the base video, but I didn't, you know, have the knowledge that I do now, and I didn't explain it as well, simply because, again, I had just unlocked it. So now, having spent some time with it and just thoroughly looking over everything, I more or less know, like, you know, the functions of the base and you know, how far it extends out of just, you know, not just the base, but you know, your pilots in general, just overall increasing their productivity and their combat prowess. So yeah, hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to leave feedback on the video itself or videos that you'd like to see. If you like the video, go ahead and leave a like. Greatly appreciated, because it allows more people to see these videos and help them out as they progress through the game and make it a little bit, you know, less perplexing or frustrating for them to maneuver through. And this is also why I'm, again, so thorough, so there's nothing that's missed and people are like, oh, okay, yeah, gotcha. And if you didn't like the video, that's okay too. But with that being said, I will see you all in the next video.